Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
Glad to have you here with us. I'm Tim Pham. So we do have one school delay to report to you this morning. Davenport School District will be on a 2-hour delay, and this, of course, due to icy road conditions.
Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated if anything changes with that delay or if any other school districts decide to do the same thing. But in the meantime, let's head right outside to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo, who's letting us know what that morning commute could look like. Good morning, Jeremy.
Well, good morning, Channing. Good morning, Tim. It is slick out here. We're on kind of the other end of the spectrum from some of that freezing rain, but look at this. It is really slick out here on the back patio, and it was dry when I first started this morning. So that puts some perspective for what you're getting. Over in Coeur d'Alene, it's a similar story, a little bit of snow coming down, but look at those temperatures. You're up in the mid 30s, so it's melting as it comes down from that cooler atmosphere up above. Out to our west, it's actually the exact opposite. Temperatures down in the 20s with a warmer atmosphere up above means that they are seeing freezing rain as we start the day. So for that reason, we are under winter weather advisories from the Cascades through central Washington, here in eastern Washington and North Idaho until 4 p.m. for light snow, icy precip, and even a bit of freezing rain in parts of the state. Now, what does that mean for you? Basically, it's slick. No matter where you are, it is slick. It's one of those ones where freezing rain or snow that's melting doesn't matter. It's going to be slick as you start the day. You just saw me sliding around here, and in Spokane, we are on the side of the spectrum that is more of that snow that's melting as it comes down because our temperatures are so much warmer. And as you can see on the radar, basically that line down to the south, just about Highway 12 is where you're going to start to find the rain and wintry mix, but temperatures are warm enough that if it's falling as rain, it's staying wet on the ground. Even as we move through the day, we have already hit our low temperature and we're only getting warmer from here. 34 degrees currently in town, but look what happens. Still trying to pull down some of that snow in the 7 o'clock hour. It eventually starts working its way out. By the 9 o'clock hour, we are looking at that transition over to rain because of the atmospheric warmth moving in, and that takes us into the day with more rain in the forecast. And if you're thinking you dodged the bullet on this one, you didn't. By the time we get into the afternoon and tomorrow, it's widespread rain across much of the inland northwest. Basically, you're talking tippy tops of mountains for snow, and that's really pushing it as temperatures continue to rise. Right now, we're about as cold as we are going to be in the next few days, and as temperatures rise this afternoon, we'll be up near 40 degrees as rain starts to fall, and tomorrow in the 40s across the inland northwest.
Happening today, East Valley School District students return to class, and this comes after a COVID outbreak in the school district.
However, school leaders are still dealing with staffing shortages as well. So this morning, KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is joining us live as students head back to school. So Nicole, can you tell us what the district's plans are as they go through this school year?
Channing, Tim, so like you guys mentioned, I am outside of East Valley High School right now where classes will start at 8 this morning. The school actually opens up at 7 this morning. Of course, very different than what we saw yesterday where classes were closed here at East Valley High School and across the entire East Valley School District because of positive COVID-19 cases. Now, according to East Valley School District, there were more than 80 students and 30 staff members that had tested positive for COVID-19 as of Friday, January 7th. They did have to close after losing a lot of food and transportation services staff. The district also says staffing shortages in general have affected the district since September, and the district monitors cases on a daily basis. They do plan to have in-person learning for the rest of the week. Now, during the start of the school year back in November, East Valley did a bout of remote learning. That was because of people out for COVID-19. The superintendent said the district did not do online learning this time around because they know some students don't have the bandwidth or connectivity to make a last-minute switch. The superintendent also says he'll do all he can to keep kids in his classrooms.
So I'm in the business of educating kids, and we need our staff and we need our students in order to do that. So we're going to emphasize masking and as much distancing as we can.
Now, students will be required to make up the school day they missed yesterday at the end of this year. And the East Valley School Board is hosting their first meeting of 2022 today. The superintendent, though, did not say whether or not the COVID-19 issues will be on the agenda. In Spokane Valley, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Now, the Mead School Board heard from the public last night on potential for a COVID vaccine requirement in Washington schools.
Yeah, the issue is far from decided and is set to be discussed by the state's Board of Health tomorrow.
So the vaccine could be added to the list of other required immunizations for school children. During the school board meeting, not one parent or board member say they support the idea.
There are a lot of parents that are afraid to speak up. The vaccines are going to prevent my kindergartner from having the socialization that she needs.
My child will not be getting the vaccine, and my child also will still attend school regardless of the fact that she is not vaccinated.
So the Mead School Board members sent out a survey and 3,200 parents and community members responded.
COVID vaccine requirement for children ages 5 and up to attend school. And you can see that 71% of those responding responded no.
When asked if parents would vaccinate their children if the mandate passed, 62% of families said no. Roughly half of families surveyed say they would seek an exemption.
Over half said if there isn't an exemption process from the vaccine mandate, they would not vaccinate their student, even if this means withdrawing from the school district. That's one of the biggest concerns that we have, just potentially a mass exodus from public education.
So with those results, the board members passed a resolution opposing the idea of a COVID vaccine mandate for students. The board plans to send a letter to the State Board of Health along with 2,100 written comments submitted by the community. The time now is 6:06. It is time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Spokane police are investigating an assault and luring incident near Rogers High School. A woman says she was approached by a man with a gun near Rockwell and Perry. Police say the man grabbed the woman, but she was able to get away. Police describe the man as tall and thin, wearing a dark blue sweatshirt, shorts, and a bandana over his face. If you have any information, please call Crime Check, and their number is right there at the bottom of your screen.
The trial for the truck driver accused of crashing into a Spokane Dutch Bros coffee stand is getting pushed back. The crash injured 2 people last August. McGavin McDrain is charged with vehicular assault. The trial is getting pushed back to February 28th because they are still waiting for the results of the toxicology report. The owner of the Freya Dutch Bros told KREM 2 they will rebuild the stand in the same location and hope to reopen later this spring.
Eastern Washington University is postponing 2 men's basketball games due to a COVID outbreak. The team announced their next 2 games will both be put on hold, and that outbreak is within Eastern's own program. These games have been rescheduled for later this month.
The Spokane City Council passed an ordinance last night dealing with tenant protections. Before the vote, Council President Brian Beggs clarified the only protection this ordinance provides is a ban on evictions for those who are waiting for their rental assistance applications to be processed. And happening today, Governor Jay Inslee will give his State of the State address. We are expected to learn more about the recent accomplishments and challenges facing the state right now, especially when it comes to COVID-19. And that's a look at your morning rush.
Well, the governor's address comes as lawmakers began the legislative session yesterday.
So one area of concern is the state's controversial Washington Cares Fund. It calls for automatic paycheck withdrawals for long-term care. House Speaker Lori Jenkins says they plan to delay the program.
We want to hold on to the program. It's really important that people not have to spend themselves into poverty in order to get long-term care in this state.
We could also see changes to police reform laws that were passed last year.
Our friends, our success is no accident.
Well, Governor Little is laying out the groundwork for Idaho's future heading into 2022.
And the one thing to know about weather as we start the day is that we've got a little bit of freezing rain at play in parts of the state. And for us here, it's a wintry mix. So we're talking wintry weather as you head out the door. It's a bit of a slick commute early today. Allows some extra time.
All right, now it is time for your wake-up call. And a new study shows that it's the simpler foods that kind of trip people up in the kitchen. So today we want to know, what is a hard dish for you to cook that's simple for other people?
You know, this is a tough one because, you know, I think everyone thinks everything is so easy to make.
Yeah.
You know, like brownies. That shouldn't be hard to make. No.
Brownies are tricky.
Brownies are hard.
Brownies are very tricky. So text us, what is that super easy dish that other people think is easy that you think is hard? Text it to us at 509-448-2000 or use the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media and let us know what's the hardest thing to master in the kitchen. We've gotten a lot of comments so far this
someone
morning.
actually texted in and said spring rolls. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to make those right. All right, let's take a live look outside now. We say good morning to you, Inland Northwest. Here's a beautiful look of downtown Coeur d'Alene. We hope you have an amazing Tuesday, and we want to give a big shout out to our viewers in Moses Lake this morning. Let us know where you're watching from. Grab a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you like to drink in the morning and join us for more Up with KREM.